Hi, my name's Sean with Weston, and I'm here to talk today about the Ridgeline snowboard. This year's our 10-year anniversary, so to cap that off, we've gone with a complete overhaul of our main line of snowboards. We're calling it the Quiver series. This series features a nice, clean, and consistent graphic done by artist Brooke Rubel. Each board in the series will feature its own unique icon, as well as a graphic that's indicative of where the board should be ridden. The Ridgeline overall is our hybrid Freeride all-mountain board, so it's designed to charge the steeps and deep, but also still be approachable for general all-mountain riding on your everyday. The shape that we see with the Ridgeline overall is what we consider a tapered directional shape, which means it's going to have a slightly larger nose and a narrower waist. What that means is the larger nose is going to provide a little bit more float and powder, while the narrower tail will allow that tail to sink a little bit to keep the nose afloat, as well as add maneuverability and initiating turns a little bit easier. In addition to the shape of this board, we utilize our Freeride camber profile, which means it's camber dominant between the inserts, moving to a flat and reverse camber in the tip and tail. This is a progressive camber profile, so we have a little bit more prolonged section up on the nose to help with that float, and a shorter, more aggressive profile for the reverse camber in the tail to add a little bit more stability and turn initiation. Because we build most of our boards with the backcountry in mind, the camber section underneath the inserts also has an added benefit of additional edgehold and traction for your skinning on the uphill. On the core for the Ridgeline, we utilize a poplar, paulownia, and bamboo mix. And on the solid specifically, we utilize vertically laminated carbon stringers between the different stringers of wood. In addition to that, the solid utilizes a carbon V, which helps reinforce the tail and add a little bit more pop and energy in that tail section of the board. For the Splitboard specifically, we can't actually do the vertically laminated carbon between the stringers, just on the way the two sections are built. So the way we compensate for that is by running tip-to-tail carbon stringers on both sections of the split. This helps add that same energy and pop and stability that you see in the solid, while also compensating for a little bit lack of torsional rigidity that you see in a split because the two halves are already separated. Between the core and the carbon stringer reinforcements, the Ridgeline comes in at a flex rating of 8 out of 10, making it the stiffest board in our lineup, but overall, for us, and the general market as a whole, the Ridgeline is not an overly aggressive and stiff board. It does still like to charge hard, and it will be reliable in variable snow conditions, but it's not going to be so stiff that it's hard to power around or get into an initiated turn. For the top sheet on the Ridgeline, we utilize our standard rugged polyamide, which is a sustainably sourced castor bean oil top sheet. This top sheet helps add impact resistance, as well as durability and snow shedding properties. Surrounding the core on the Ridgeline, we utilize a polyurethane sidewall, which helps add dampening and durability, while also shaving down on material waste during manufacturing. And on the base of the Ridgeline, we utilize our standard Sintered 4000 base, which is super fast, and we do it in a black dominant color wave to make P-texing repairs super easy. Rounding out the Ridgeline in the Splitboard specific version, we have a number of features that we lump under what we call Split Tech. The first of which being a shifted touring bracket that we shift a little bit forward towards the nose. This helps bring the nose up and the tail down, so that when you're breaking trail in deep snow, the nose stays on top. Or when you're doing a kick turn, it's a lot easier to get the nose up and the tail around to maneuver the board into position. In addition to that, the last feature, or last two features, are our Karakoram UltraClips 2.0. We utilize these for their active latching feature in both the tip and tail, as well as the central board clips, to help bring the board together and give it as close a feel to a solid board as possible. We implement these clips using our holeless based technology, which gives it a nice clean finish on the underside, as well as helping you to tune it and adding durability overall. New for this season, we're also adding in reinforced holes in the tip and notches in the tail for our new Weston skins. Ultimately, I take the Ridgeline out when I'm looking to see that I'm going to be tackling some steeper objectives, higher speeds, nice open bowls of powder, or more variable snow conditions that you might see on the tail seasons. The Ridgeline does like to charge hard, but it is still with its stance set up in a way that you could land switch potentially. However, maybe not as well as the Rise or the Range in our line, which are a little bit more of a true twin. Similarly, if I was looking at this versus the backwoods has a little bit wider nose and a little bit more taper towards the tail, which is going to make it a little bit more viable in deeper snow. So the Ridgeline sits nice and comfortably somewhere in the realm between a Freeride and an all-mountain board. It'll still sleigh deep snow, but it's going to have a little bit more stability at speed, while not quite as much versatility in the twin realm as you might see in the range. So it's for the guy who likes to charge hard, probably point it and send it down the mountain.